Ragnarök stream came through, played through part 21 or so. The thing is, last night the story went through and we started this session, it seems, with text running. Kind of a peculiar start, to be honest. Now, yesterday's stream actually abruptly ended before my gaming session ended because network just went down. Had I known that these end texts would be running, maybe I would have included them somehow later stream, but it was a weird start, this one, with the end credits rolling. But as it's impossible to know before when things like this happen, so obviously I didn't see it happening.
Odin chose her as his new Valkyrie queen. A Vanir goddess, your friend.
Gná pledged loyalty to Asgard long ago, and our friendship ended soon after.
What happened?
I made a choice. One she couldn't accept. Kratos.
I guess this is the
hates me. She will
place
be a
and
problem
time
for
to
me.
say that I
Better we
vastly
find her than she finds
enjoyed the game. The main story, I wouldn't call it great, but I would call it good. More in a real story sense wise, not so much as, like interesting plots and all that stuff. That is this storyline leading us to the end of the world, Ragnarök. I mean, it was great. Maybe it didn't end in the best possible ways, if you want to call it that. But I must say the game itself was really, really enjoyable. So my rating for this would be 9 out of 10. The music, truly great. So are the graphics. Especially the environment is really, really good. But I gotta say, character animation,
Thank you.
facial
I
animation,
appreciate that.
fights,
We'll bring
of
all the
course,
support we can, although
huge enemies.
not much.
Overall, very, very nice. Now, one thing that I didn't like so much when it comes to the
Together.
enemies, those energy enemies, like those light pulps and all, they were not that great, to be honest. But I mean, graphics in general, really, really great, and all that stuff, really, really enjoyable. What matters more before I just skip the screen here and read it fully, I must say the gameplays were really fun, maybe a little bit repetitive towards the end. But one could really say this was a fine, almost 40 hours of a journey. I think roughly, I think my save game is roughly somewhere like 35, 36 hours. But the gameplay window before I actually start the game will show something like 40 hours. But that is probably because it includes load saves and time spent in menus and all that stuff. Not that there are many, but, toilet breaks, what have you. But overall, I wouldn't call it 10 out of 10. Some things were like minor annoyances, but still a great game. So given that Sony is very good with these games like Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon games, of course the Last of Us games, Spider-Man, all in all, this is once again a good proof that Sony's own studios do tremendous work with these games. And even though this is purely single-player experience and probably offers nothing for those who want just some kind of online gaming or multiplayer or whatever, Ragnarök is definitely strong story-driven game where you can just go for sidetracks. What is exactly happening here? Like now it says Ragnarök is over, but much remains for Kratos, Freya, and Mimir. Explore the surviving realms to discover remnants of Asgard. Test your mettle in the crucible of Muspelheim. Seek out some fearsome berserker souls. Complete favors for your friends and allies. Adventure challenge and mystery await. And Ratatoskr, the squirrel, awaits with the new Yggdrasil seeds to help travel the realms. So obviously we have some side quests to be done. Now I could just finish the game here and call it a night, uninstall it and move on. But
Where to first?
We
I
could
gotta
take care
say,
of any lingering business in the realms.
Or
since I
investigate those
enjoyed
pieces
the
of
game
Asgard?
vastly, I
Either
enjoyed
way,
it a
we're
lot.
with you, brother.
Obviously some of these side quests are something that I want to do. Now, I know already I'm not
Lunda
gonna
also mentioned
complete
there's gonna be a
everything. I
get
don't go
together
for
to honor
trophies
God's
or
memory
whatever.
at Rab's Tavern in Svartalfheim. I'd like to go.
But, for example, some of the side quests seem interesting to do. And since with the current gear, some of those places that were not accessible with the original storyline, they're now, of course, accessible. So I find going to some of the places again. And there's nothing to use experience points. I mean, I cannot
drunk,
even.
safe, and patriotic.
Feeling drunk, safe, and patriotic. How come? Okay, nice to hear this was available for the final path. So, of course, we're gonna use these. Oh, here's plenty of spear skills. I probably didn't see them earlier. Let's try to buy them all now that there's plenty of experience points and no need for grinding as such. Only level 7 skills not available because of the gear. The spear needs to be upgraded. Of course, it's great that Freya's powers can also be bought.
I just got my final payment from my job and I can spend 2 years doing nothing if I want to. Life is good.
Well, congratulations. That really sounds fantastic. Wow, there's one skill more gotta get for Freya. So that sounds so great if you have a great pay and you're done with the latest job. That sounds really, really good. So congratulations are in place. I hope you will enjoy a little bit of a leave before jumping to next ventures. Of course, I think you are a hardworking man and you will anyway get a new job rather sooner than later. Then you can probably invest your money in something nice. I don't know. What do you prefer? A new car, new apartment, maybe some traveling? I could go plenty of places to be honest, but usually it's time versus money. But if I got some extra 2 years of thing, I would probably just buy my loan for the car right away. Okay, let's take a look of these symbols, legends. What is the last remnants of? Okay, let's at least try one of these and see how it works. I am not exactly sure which way to go first and which objectives I'm gonna run for, but since two of
It's strange.
these
There
objectives
are
are
still
nearby,
signs of the world serpent all over the lake. But we saw him disappear at Ragnarök.
That can only mean the legend was true all along. That blow from Thor sent Jormungandr straight back in time. A younger Jormi, fresh from Jotunheim, would grow into the serpent we know.
When we first met the snake, you said that he found a trace familiar. Perhaps they met in Jotunheim.
Perhaps so, brother. We'll have to ask the lad for that story when we next see him.
Okay, interesting.
Know anything about the frozen dragon?
It was Baldur's. took Atreus. Tried to escape with him. We fought on its back.
The things he put you through.
Odin gave the commands. The blame is his.
So these kind of places are interesting to explore, of course.
Hi, Fredo.
And of course we're gonna do every possible upgrade stuff and whatever we find in a way.
Thanks for
But
grabbing that for
in
us.
terms of storyline,
What is wrong?
No, nothing. It's just, don't know if you've heard, but we're gonna say goodbye to Brock in Svartalfheim.
A funeral.
Yeah. We're meeting at Rab's Tavern in Nethervalir.
We will be there.
Viking funeral. So, like I said, I don't know in
Hell
which
of a
order
job
I'm gonna
you
do
did
of
at
these
Ragnarök, General.
quests.
Wish I could have been there to see you and Sindri take down Thor and Odin.
That is not what happened.
Yeah, maybe not, but it's the story I like best. Important thing is, Odin's paid in full for what he did to Brock. I know it doesn't fix what's broke, but it ain't nothing.
Oh, let's upgrade this one then. Oh yeah, actually Miss
Attend the
Hacksilver.
funeral sounds like you'll be fighting some undead.
Yeah, something like that most likely. But it seems there are plenty of upgrades ahead. Interesting. But yeah, these will be a lot of
M'lady.
upgrades need to be collected.
What do you need, handsome?
Oh, let's take a look. So it's 10,000. Could actually sell some of the gear. I mean, why not? What's my armor even anyway? These dragon parts seem fun, but I guess I could go for buyback later on. Yeah, maybe sell some of these level 6 stuff. And heck, here we have some of the special item things. Like that.
Hello, Lunda.
Hey, you guys. About your brother. I never got the chance to tell you. I know moments like this you're supposed to say sorry and whatnot, but I always known that pretty man had greatness in him. That he'd do something amazing one day, and I'm just, I'm proud.
Like I said
Now
about
the
the
Nine Realms
after
know
the end credits, I said something about the face animation. This is exactly where you see
anytime, man.
we're not still in the highest of generations. Like these two creatures, these people are talking to one another, and they don't even make a kind of a proper, eye contact and eye animation and all that stuff. Now, these are, of course, very, very minor things, so it doesn't really
Mimir, there's
matter.
something I wanted to ask you about. Hildisvini told me about your visit to secure Hell's army, but was reluctant to elaborate when it came to negotiating with Krasfelder.
Hold. We will finish later.
And I shall see what this remnant thing is all about. Well, okay, do we have some grindable skills? I want to still do them because, I mean, why not?
Sigil magic could break through their shield! Behind you! Watch out! Take care of the rider first!
Careful, brother. You're covered in bifrost.
Shield strike!
Okay.
The Alpha!
God damn it, what a timing. So in case if my fighting looks more clumsy than normal, it's just
Well, if
because
there's more
I'm
of these
grinding
bastard
some of
fragments
these
out there,
skills.
the Einherjar
Because
will
why not?
continue to be a nuisance for the realms.
Only if we do. The realms will never heal if they remain.
So like I said, those who just joined for
Only one way
the
to
stream,
find out.
this is beyond the game story completion. And these are just side quests and missions which I'm doing. I could just, uninstall the game and be done with it, but I'll be honest with you. The game was indeed so enjoyable. It's fun to go back to some of these events. Here it says it's one more place that I didn't go, and I think I know it. There was a one specific runic place nearby which I didn't get to go to. It was somewhere here. I think there's kind of a runic wall or something. Can't remember exactly what it was, but maybe we'll find it. Anyhow, this is just fun to explore, and now it's kind of a stress-free, if you can call it
I see another
that.
realm tear from Garm. Shall we close it?
Because the thing here is, now the storyline is done.
This is not over.
sure our work is far from over.
At least we're getting upgrade parts. I don't know what the upgrades would be, to be honest, that interesting anymore since, of course, I mean, of course, they are only used for the end game content, which is just kind of like for fun. So I don't know if there is a place anymore for me to explore here. Maybe that was it. So this stream is just going to be about 1 hour or so, and of that time, a lot of time already spent. I'm going in about 45 minutes. So let's head to the next side quest place, which I guess is worth checking on the map. Yes, let's go there.
When Jormungandr attacked Thor in Asgard, it seemed personal somehow. But there's no way they could have met before that, is there?
I've been pondering that, and I have a theory. We know the lad spent his time in Jotunheim learning soul magic. Perhaps the serpent figured in.
You mean Atreus placed some other giant soul into him? Someone who already hated Thor to begin with?
Exactly! Though that doesn't narrow it down much, I grant you. I wonder if Yomi even remembers after all this time who he once was.
I wonder how funny it would be this in real life, you know, go with some of the, you know, wolf-like dogs and a sled on an ice. You know, like getting those, you know, pulled on ice on a sled. I think it could be fun. Let's take a look once again what skills we have. A little bit more. And this I need to also.
Watch for the horns!
Pause my grinding. Oops. Almost. God damn it. I'm almost like done with my health level, so this could be the end of me. Oh, there you go. Poor attempt. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm just grinding skills anyway. Which is kind of a pointless also because, I mean, what then? But I still want to do them, so that's part of the fun. Because otherwise, these fights wouldn't be as fun anyway.
You'll need to get around that shield. Careful, brother. You're covered in bifrost.
I don't understand why they keep fighting. Can't they sense Odin is dead?
They are soldiers. They will always be loyal to him, alive or dead. It is a matter of honor.
Yes, they will continue to follow his orders and keep the realms under his thumb.
Not for long, they won't.
So, do of the remnants done. Do we get some skills for Freya already? No, this was something like 5,000 maybe? Yes, 5,000. Alrighty, let's pick more side quests on the map. Not more on this map, so we probably have to go for goals. Favors. Maybe we should go to the funeral and see what this Viking funeral is all about. But it's always kind of I got to say this, now that I'm done with the story and all, it's always kind of a rewarding when you finish a game. Much like finishing a, long TV series, or at very least a season of TV show. And that's like when you realize, okay, you can start a new project, for which in my case means a new game.
Viking funeral sounds cool though.
Yes, indeed, it does. Nice to have you online, by the way.
Weapons.
Aye. I remember very fondly.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see what kind of a thing this Viking funeral it is. At Midgard's Blood Festival last year, there was these interesting Viking rituals in real life.
Yelling funeral fog for some reason.
I wonder what became of her.
Yeah. I always have a reason to yell at
Your
funeral
little
fog.
shop I'm running out in the Alpine Desert. There's something y'all are probably gonna want to see. Ragnarök armor's on the house. We'll call it a commemorative piece.
Oh yeah, we got some final upgrades. Excellent. So the axe is still level 6, but at least the upgrade part for the axe is level 9. Same thing for the blades, except level 8. So this is actually pretty cool that these upgrade parts are leading us somewhere.
Let's make some magic. You need any more? Y'all know where to find me.
Goddamn straight we do. Alrighty.
Texas dwarves.
Yeah, that dwarf is so funny because it's very Texas-like. I was amused by it. Okay, so as we can see, all the realms, well, almost all the realms, have some kind of side quest. Let's go first to Svartalfheim. Um, the Dark Elf home. This should have a couple of quests. First, we'll do the Viking funeral one. Funeral. Fug. This is exactly what we have here.
I came by and took out an Einherjar patrol. Area should be clear. Can't speak for the rest of town.
Guess an occupying army is as good as a lockdown for tamping down foot traffic.
Well, there were actually some places which were not accessible previously. Because...
Exactly that.
Well, it's a great song. Some kind of a bound to do it. Obsessed almost. Met Attila a couple of times, real life. I mean, for interview. And he's actually, you know, kind of a laid back, down to earth kind of a guy. Based on my experience anyway. But where are the places which I wanted to go to now that I actually have this weapon, this tool to go to? I can't remember where they were here, but I just remember they were some places. This could really be a good Hulk smash game. This game engine would fit, you know, Marvel things very well. Which reminds me, Spider-Man 2 is coming soon, and the first game was excellent.
Profane alternate lyrics to my ballads. Absolutely disgusting. But now I wish I could remember some.
The paperwork that man created for me. I had to build a chest just for his violations. A big one.
I think Spider-Man was just a weak copy of Batman. Basically some controls but less interesting storyline, etc.
Well, I think the other way.
Controls even.
I like the controls were in Spider-Man. I think it was improvement from Batman games, roughly in the same territory. But for me, it's a lot to do with that. I find Marvel characters way more interesting than DC ones. Basically, Batman and Spider-Man are roughly the same level for me. But Batman villains are just lame compared to Spider-Man, maybe except for Joker. Well,
I
Spider-Man
have
has
met
also
many
some
Holy
lame villains,
Travelers.
but still,
You are
I
one
grew
of the
up
few I would
with
call friend.
I always
Spider-Man,
thought you were one
not
of the
Batman.
dumbest
So for
creatures
me,
I'd
it
ever
was
met.
obviously better.
Didn't expect you to
10
be
out
the
of 10
bravest,
game, to be
too.
honest.
This world is a darker place for your leaving it.
I mean, Batman had Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah,
Well,
Batman
it's
had Mark
okay.
Hamill, that's very true. And Mark
We'll
Hamill
meet
makes
you there.
perfect Joker. But still, like I said, I grew up with Spider-Man, not Batman. And as such, for me, Spider-Man was the game the Batman could have been. I mean, if I was a DC Comics fan, maybe I could have enjoyed Batman as well. But I mean, still, especially Arkham City, which was like 9.5 out of 10 in my books. So that's quite a lot, considering I'm not even a Batman fan. Spider-Man, however, was 10 out of 10 for me. Arkham Asylum, solid niner. Even Arkham, whatever it's called, Arkham Origins, the third game, which was not done by Rocksteady. Even that I would, rate 8. That was clearly, obviously, the least interesting of those Batman games, but still good.
Yes, Arkham City was the best.
And then there was Arkham Knight, which I also enjoyed. So, all in all those Batman games were great. Well, Arkham Origins only good.
I don't suppose more violence in the streets will convince the citizenry that it's safe to emerge.
So I guess my point here is, can't really bitch about the Batman game. But because I loved Spider-Man even more, obviously I'm stoked the most for that game in 2023.
Sparkthorn, you have an interest in botanicals now?
I still remember being really afraid in the Solomon Grundy fight. Great voice acting there as well.
What was Solomon Grundy? How can I not remember that? Still places I need to visit. I'm sure I missed something. Solomon Grundy. I just can't remember that name for some reason. And about this town, I remember there were other places as well, which I did not couldn't access for some reasons. Yeah, this is the place. Somehow I remembered this one. I don't know why these kind of places would even matter.
Over there.
Because, I mean, I don't need to collect everything, but I try to check out the ones that I have. Now that I can access them. Also, even more side attractions. To be honest, I don't know if I'm willing to go for these.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Really big zombie in a pit where the Penguin dropped the Batman. Electrical stuff in the boss fight.
That somehow rings a bell. Which Arkham game had it?
Arkham City.
Okay. Well, that was, like I said, so many years ago. I don't know if I said that, but it was so many years ago that I don't really remember it that well.
Careful, brother. You're covered in bifrost.
Come on, let me do my combos. They're constantly breaking my combos.
Hey, you know that shop in the Alpine Desert? Something you might want to see out there. Ragnarök armor's on the house. We'll call it a commemorative piece.
It should just more obviously show like which armors are available and which not. Now it's more like manually going through, which is boring.
Oh, I can use this. I don't usually buy stuff from customers, but I'll make an exception for you.
Still need more hack silver.
Let me get my fortune hammer. that down. Sure.
This made absolutely zero sense, but I still kind of wanted to do the let's upgrade the stuff kind of a thing.
Very fierce. Oh, what can I do for a goddess? Let me get my fortune hammer. I'll take it. You're always bringing me the best stuff. Let me get my fortune
It still
hammer.
shows like there's some kind of a weapon to be both, and it's not.
If you don't love it, just bring it back.
So wherever I was going, I probably should do it right away. What's this?
I spent hours mining planets after Mass Effect 2 because I didn't want it to be over. Looks like that.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I know I'm not gonna do all of these, like these Berserker ones. You saw me fighting them and I hated them. But I want to probably do these portals, or at least for the time being, and these uh, remnant ones. I mean, I could just call it a day and just say that this game is over now. But like I said, these favors are fun to do. And, well, because they're side quests. But indeed, Mass Effect 2 is waiting for me, so I should probably get it back to it. Now, if I remember correctly, however, I think Xbox doesn't allow streaming directly on YouTube, which means I probably have to do the streaming there on Twitch side and then decide whether or not I want to upload some parts to YouTube or not. It kind of sucks that I have to bounce between two different things. Now, when I originally started streaming games, I started on YouTube, then moved to Twitch because Twitch had no lag, no delay between comments and featured some other cool things. I don't even remember whatever they were, but less censoring and all that stuff. And I kind of found Twitch later on a little bit more annoying, and of course, it really didn't support the channel so much, so that I basically came back to YouTube streaming since it's possible on PlayStation 5, which is the console I'm using for this one. I guess my point here is that it's kind of annoying to change between different platforms when it comes to streaming, but people will have to bear with me, or then just don't. I don't know what people will choose to do. Maybe some won't care about my streaming when it changes different platform or whatever, but then again, I'm doing this mostly for myself. Gaming first, streaming is secondary. But yeah, Mass Effect 2 will be the next one, and the reason is very simple. It's a game unfinished, so I wanna continue exploring it, gaming it. Well, this was so long path, I didn't even realize. I was supposed to go here for funeral. Oh man.
It's technically possible to directly stream to YouTube on Xbox, but it requires an additional PC. So not
Yeah,
really.
that much I know. I I could do it via PC, but then again, I don't want to make it too complicated because, like I said, gaming first and streaming is secondary. So I don't want to include my PC in my streaming. But yeah, that would be the way. So anyway, it's not worth it because it's not really my main focus here. So I guess people just have to bear with me. So what the hell? Did I really travel all the way down the wrong direction? Silly me. Well, it doesn't then again matter uh, because it's all here anyway. But I totally went in wrong direction, and I didn't even pay attention to. And what is the time at the moment? Oh, 20 past. That kind of a calls it day tonight. So I guess I'm bound to just call it a day and save game and all that stuff. And hey, there's this one Draugr hole. This will I try because I remember you were there, Jorkatur, when I tried it for the first time, and I got my ass kicked big time. So now it's time for rematch with this nasty bad boy.
Mimir, what did you do?
What I thought was right, or at least what I thought was clever.
So maybe this time we'll try to make it.
More bloody dropping.
Not only I have better weapons, but also well, I guess I'm better in gaming now also, but
of a cruel empress, one too angry to die.
We will see.
Ned Lowe.
yeah. Let's try to get this raven as well. go. But yeah, I think this is the place where I will just go for the smith for the last time today and see if there is some kind of a upgrade option, and then I will call it a night because wakey in about 8 hours, which means I have some quick work to do in the morning, writing some press release stuff.
I got some new goodies to forge. Ragnarök armor's on the house. We'll call it a commemorative piece. Let me get my forging hammer.
Well, I'll be damned. Oh, this is buyback. Nah. Not that interesting then. So I guess more grinding will be needed before upgrades will be done. So anyway, thanks for being part of the stream. I guess tomorrow more side questing, because that's really the case here. Maybe tomorrow we will get to see that Viking funeral and what have you. Good night and thanks for part of the stream. See you tomorrow maybe. Bye bye.